Hello, Lagos. Good morning. Good morning. Once again, welcome to Digital Life here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Emmanuel Onwuka, and a very deep apology to everyone who's been like a fan of this program, who's always been a listener, who's always loved this program. I do apologize. I know that for the past couple of about a month or so, my Sundays have been taken up. I had a project that I had to work on, and it's been breeding inconsistency in this place, but I'll make it up to you. I'm trying to see how we can work things out for the year 2025. I'll share the information. I'll share the information by next Sunday. I'll share the information here on the radio. But thank you so much for being a part of the program again. It's the end of the year. Today is the 29th of December 2024. Wow. I remember the very last show we had in 2020, 2023, yeah. Very last show, we had someone come in and talk about branding, talk about improvement, how you can leverage the year 2024. And yeah, we're here again, doing same thing at the end of 2024. 1 year after the year has come to an end, people are looking back and going back to the drawing board and asking themselves one very important question: did I really achieve anything this year? Did the situation of things distract me from achieving those things? Did I lose focus along the way? What really played out? What really happened? What's the way forward? I think that's some of the questions that are coming up right now for many of us, both you in the tech space and even you who are not in the tech space. But for people in the tech space, of course, a lot of things happened this year, 2024. And those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. There's so many of them. We saw increases, we saw situations, we saw so many things. So many things happened. But I just want to pick some of these things that happened this year and just talk about them. And of course, I'm not doing the show alone. You'll also be a part of the show as well. Let's look at one of the very, very, very critical issues. One of the things that happened this year. I'm looking at it from the global landscape right now, and we talk about advanced technologies. And when we talk about advancing technology, we saw the increasing adoption of artificial intelligence by many things. I was in Port Harcourt about a week ago, and I was moving from Airport Road, down to Stadium Road. No, I was on my way from Stadium Road back to Airport Road, and while I was on my way back, I saw a very big signpost that was showcasing the school, advertising the school, and it was funny because usually what you'd see, is the picture of a student or two students there, and then they tell you that this is preparatory secondary school, for instance, and this is what we offer and this is what they offer. But surprisingly, this billboard just had the name and the logo of the school and a very bold message that says our school has adopted AI. Our school literally is part of the AI revolution. And that's a very, very odd ad for a school. But with the way things are right now, I don't think it's so odd anymore. Seeing that a lot of people have started seeing the importance of artificial intelligence. They've said, integrating artificial intelligence into their way of life. It's now a part and parcel of them. There's no way you that is listening to the sound of my voice right now have not in one way or the other encountered artificial intelligence this year. Facebook integrated it. So it means that when you go on your Facebook messaging app, like DM, you want to send somebody a message, you can literally make use of artificial intelligence to ask questions. Like you can ask questions, you can search for, you can have like a conversation, like ask anything, ask anything to the AI bot there, and also it can help you with your statement to structure your sentences right there on the app. Instagram has done same thing. If you go on Google, you still see Gemini. Okay, if you go on your Google search bar and there's some prompts you put on the Google search bar, and what happens is that Gemini pops up. That's AI, that's artificial intelligence. It pops up and it shows you link to some of these things. So instead of the normal search, it gives you the normal search and also gives you like an AI response to your prompt. So many things. We saw, of course, we've been having conversations about ChatGPT, but now people are now realizing how important it is. Previously, we used to say, people only use it for copying and doing fraud, and that was the conversation back then. I knew we spent a long time trying to, change people's mindsets concerning that and make them understand that this thing is so much more. It's not just for people who want to go cheat at exams and all the likes. But finally, you see, we're not having those kind of conversations anymore. Excuse me. We're now having people integrate this into their businesses. So people are using it for copywriting for their businesses. They're using it to come up with content ideas for their social media. You agree with me that even small companies, like startups, like I would literally call an internet-based company, like your Instagram hair seller, they've made use of this. And it just keeps showing just how, the AI revolution is there. You will see many Nigerian startups, integrate AI into their businesses, consulting startups. There's so many of them that are putting AI, at the forefront of it. And then it shows that there's much more opportunities in the AI sector. Much more opportunities if you can create solutions. Because if you look at this, it's not one size fits all. There's still some gaps. There's still some things, that the AI has not been able to fix. So, in all of these gaps, we need more solutions for them, and it creates the opportunity for you and I, especially in the year 2025, to come up with ideas, make use of several AI tools, and look at where they are lagging. Find problems, okay? Because problems in this space means money. Problems in this space means a startup. Problems in this space means the realization of an idea, okay, formulation of an idea, the creation of something better, that you can sell even to the parent company, or you can utilize and build your own, if you have the capacity. And that brings me to the next one, which is social media. Social media, we've seen social media scale this year, yes, a lot of people have integrated social media in literally everything, from being a business professional to being a startup owner to being a bread seller, a bead maker. Everybody is on social media right now, and they're trying to see how they can leverage it, very, very well for their businesses, for their lifestyle, for their career purposes. All of these things is what we saw in the year 2021. We saw many brands. People jump on trends. Many of these brands that you would look at and say, oh, this is a corporate brand. It's not supposed to be doing something like this. Because I remember there was one time on social media, there was a debate about who should do what, or just like that. Should, like, for instance, a bank be doing the South African dance challenge with, when you're supposed to be like a professional, you're supposed to be professional, all of that conversation was had. But nowadays we see it. People, banks, fintechs, corporate company, PR companies, hairdressers, fashion designers, different people on social media now jump on challenges just to improve engagement on their platform. It's especially like a bank now getting all of their staff to come up and dance. It's not something you expect. You expect to see like a graphic design telling you about how safe your money is and how interest rate is like that. But then this is a conversation starter, and it just changed the whole frequency of everything, on their platform. Because one of the things these people want to do, business owners, whether traditional or corporate entity, one of the things they want to do is make sure that they have engagement on their platform. And it brings me to the next one. It means that there are much more opportunities this year. We saw a high demand. I just before I got on the mic, I just saw a prompt for a job opening for a production a production manager, more like a production manager. I saw the role for a content creator, and I saw the role for a copywriter. It means that it creates much more opportunities in the space. We now have people identifying themselves as content creators. Okay, not just social media managers anymore. We now have content creator, we have social media managers, and it just shows you how much jobs and opportunities are coming into the space. We now have copywriters, we have script writers. All of these persons are needed in different and various fields, from your agro business to banking sector to name it. All of these opportunities have come to stay, and they're even going to increase because usually the roles before, a social media manager is the same thing, used to double as a content creator for a brand. But right now, we've seen that there's been a split. A content creator is not a social media manager. Content creator doesn't have to be your script writer. So it depends on how much you're able to take in. And you see, people have begun to leverage on their value. So even if I know and I can understand social media management, I don't have to do all the work. I just put my feet down and say, you know what, you're employing me as a social media manager. So what I do and I'll focus my abilities on is sincerely to get all of the analytical tools and make use of it to monitor your progress and tell you about trends, give you reports, make sure that the posting is done on time, this and that. That's my scope of work. And then the content creator will tell you, oh, I'm all about bringing ideas, coming up with ideas that we can use, shooting, coming up with idea, making sure that the team is in support with me. I'll get members of the team together so that I'll tell them shoot days, and then, stuff like that. That person's scope of work is different. So it just shows you that in the tech space, there's been a revolution, especially when we look at the social media landscape. There's been an absolute revolution. People like Tony Elumelu have now have dedicated social media guys. Okay, when you go on his social media platform, you see him from being the very high executive, that he is, to becoming the the luxury. I don't want to use a language. Let me try. The luxury. Cross country luxury influencer. I think that's a suitable way. Cross country luxury influencer that he is on social media as well. So you can see him as a very astute businessman, a founder, a great man that meets people, and then you also see him as a fashion luxury influencer. Talking about social media again, we still have another founder, somebody like we usually say Obi Kubana. He's very big in the hospitality department, in the hospitality landscape. We're talking about nightlife and the likes. So one would think, oh, he would just settle for that. But now you see him leverage on social media to becoming an influencer himself. He is the brand manager of one of the biggest phone companies, and going on to movies. You've seen his appearances everywhere. This is because he's leveraging his social media. He knows he has a quote-unquote cult following online. Yeah, he has a lot of fans online. He has a lot of people who engage with him online. And he's leveraging on that to build, will I call it a side income or something, for himself. And he's also putting himself out there. Because the thing is this. The world is moving at a very fast pace. If you don't go with the time, you'll be left behind. Nothing would save you. If you don't put yourself out there, you will be left behind. That's another trend that we saw. Let's look at solar. Let's look at clean energy. We saw a trend in clean energy. Many Nigerians in 2024 began adopting, what I would call as clean energy, solar system, solar powered homes, solar powered small businesses. Many Nigerians, says, what, I'm done with this band A, band B thing. I'm done, absolutely done. I want to be in control of the electricity and power that I generate, or that I use. I want to be in total control. And you've seen them, go take loans. You've seen them take, save up to do what? To provide electricity for their homes. This is something that happened. We saw a spike in 2024. A lot of people got their homes, into electrified through solar. From providing for their parents as well. I think one of the things that we also saw is that persons who were based abroad, also got into that trend of providing power for their families based on in Nigeria, making sure that solar. And then we have seen a lot of solar companies come up, dropping the price of, quote and unquote, please, somehow, let me use that word, somehow dropping the price of the cost of installation and purchase of solar equipment for the house, for the homes. And many more persons are coming into the fields. Many persons are trying to get into the sale of batteries, maintenance. So it creates much more opportunities in that very space. We've seen an increase in that, this year, 2024. Moving on, we've seen increase still on clean energy, electric vehicles. I think 2 weeks ago we had the conversation about electric vehicles, and I was totally washed with a lot of messages from persons. I think I even got one yesterday or the day before from someone who listened on the show and was making inquiries about, how do I get into that electric vehicles? How do I get an electric vehicles? I am interested. I think I called some persons afterwards. Unfortunately, I had an emergency and I had to take a break, and I couldn't make it here, back again to follow through with those persons. But I would do same thing again today, follow through with them, because even an EV company has actually reached out to me telling me that they want to take some of the listeners on a test drive, of electric vehicles. Of course, you must not purchase, it's not that kind of a thing. What we want to just do is give you the opportunity to see how these things work. It's like a knowledge trip, call it an excursion of some sort. And this is actually what we want to do, because it's increasing. There's so much demand. People are starting seeing that, electric vehicle is the future. I spoke here about Mr. Ned Okonkwo, who has actually purchased like 2,000 units of electric vehicles in Nigeria. You see people like, I think Tubaba also got a gift of one of such electric vehicles, and there were so many people in the space who are now seeing the light. Previously, we used to have this, when we brought this conversation, I remember when I brought Saglev here on the show, and most of the calls that we got that day was people saying, oh, what happens when it stops on 10th Mainland Bridge? What happens when But this is between me and you. Have you seen any trend on social media, a video, a photo on social media, on any of the blogs saying that, oh, electric vehicle has died on 3rd Mainland Bridge, or along Ozumba Mbadiwe, or along Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge? Anywhere. Have you seen anything like that? Because these things don't happen. Again, I say there are charging stations around, and sometimes it's because of the information that we don't have that, relegates us behind, and we start asking some questions that we're not supposed to even ask. People around you are taking a risk. People around you are taking that's a risk to get into this. And of course, this is the only period. Let me be frank and let me be honest with you. This, if you want to get an electric vehicle, or you're thinking, you're still trying to make up your mind, this is the best time for you to get it, because from next year, I laugh. Next year is going to be the bomb. Trust me, because much more people are going to be interested. Of course, we've seen the petrol prices. We've seen advanced technology. Right now, it's not just because of the petrol price that is making people do it. It's because people understand that once I get this thing done, maintenance level is low. What's it coming? Energy consumption is low, especially for some of you who your only thing you do during the week is from your house to your office, back to the house later in the evening. Mean that if you have a travel station, if you charge your electric vehicle, it can last you for a week, and you don't even have to start thinking about charge. And then you can use it for the whole weekend and then just charge it. for like 12 hours or so, and you're good to go for the whole next week. You're set up for the whole next week, and you don't have to bother about that. Of course, it is battery powered, so it's electric. There's no engine. You don't have to buy engine oil. You don't have to buy coolant. You don't have to buy. You don't have to worry about how your vehicle is sounding in the morning. You don't have to start looking at the exhaust pipe and saying the exhaust is dark or something. All of these things have become center of conversation this year, 2024, in Nigeria. And of course, it's just going to get better and better. If you're still interested in it, if you're still in that space and you still want to get into the EV, send me a message, send me a message, because it's time. Okay, come out of that place on that indecisiveness. Okay, make a move, take a challenge. Just tell yourself, let me go for knowledge. Okay, let me go for knowledge. Let me try and understand this thing better, because sometimes we look at things from outside. We need to start looking at things from the inside. And that brings me to the very next conversation, which is about risk-taking. Risk-taking, but for persons in the crypto landscape, which is actually something I'm going to talk about very quickly just after we go on this break. So I'll be back, Lagos. Stay here. We'll continue this conversation in a bit. We're just going to take a break for now.
.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
When I say golden, you say penny. Golden penny. Golden penny.
Wake up to breakfast with my golden penny. I enjoy my best choice, nourishing goodness every morning. Oh, whether I walk up in a play, yummy dishes every day. Mama's recipe they upgrade. Oh, when she's using golden penny for lunch or dinner. Quality we deliver. Crunchy snacks, golden penny. Serving happiness, nourishing families. Golden penny, yummy golden, yeah. Delicious golden penny, oh. Delicious golden penny, oh.
Make this season special with Golden Penny Foods. Enjoy delicious meals that bring joy, warmth, and love to you and your loved ones. Season's greetings from Golden Penny, home of good foods. Serving happiness, nourishing families. Yum!
This is it. The ultimate stage for young minds to battle it out.
The governors are above the law. They tend not to lean on to public participation.
Governors can make any decision without fear of
what remains of a person's identity if it's only measured by external.
The urgency to safeguard life should outweigh preserving cultural sites.
Auditions for the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament is on. Do you have the passion, the intellect, the fire that stand above the rest? Then prove it.
The hallmark of any thriving society is in its youth.
Study organization should be planned carefully into the data.
Standardized tests is a recipe for anxiety.
Prove you're the next great debater Nigeria has been waiting for. I Beg to Differ. Auditions open December 12, 2024 and close January 12, 2025. The clock is ticking. Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm now to register. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
...2021, welcome back, Lagos. Welcome back first. Before I say that, let me say welcome back first. This is still 99.3 Nigerian Info, and you're listening to this to the life. My name is Emmanuel Onwuka. In 2021, I was fully immersed in the world of cryptocurrencies. Of course, because of this very program, we were set to just before we launched the very program, we had to do all of our research. And in 2022, this show launched, and I was fully involved in the world of cryptocurrency. Understanding it was a very high important factor for me, because there's no way I will come and share ideas and have conversations with you without doing my proper research into the world of cryptocurrencies. And I saw a lot of people take risk. It looked very, very what's the word now? It looked very, very crazy. I think I can use that word. That people were taking a risk on something they were not so sure of, so to speak. It looks like it was failing. It looks like it was MMM sometimes. It looked like it was, there were so many things. Your mind is not fully, especially for people who were being told about it. Their mind did not really want to accept it at that very point. They have that indecisive mindset towards it. It was very understandable. A lot of people felt that way, but some people took the risk and like, you know what? Let me just save here. Since the world is going digital and this is a digital currency, it cannot fail. And of course, in the year 2024, their risk paid off. Their risks paid off just after the Trump won the election. We saw a spike in cryptocurrencies. We saw a spike, and for the first time, I think on the 4th of December, Bitcoin, which is like the leading cryptocurrency out there, broke the barrier of $100,000. This is from way below early in the year. I remember around March in 2024, people were happy that it decreased and got to about 50 something thousand, I think. But then by 4th of December, we're seeing 100,000, and that means much more value for anybody who is invested in it. And that was one of the high point. That's literally the highest point for crypto in the year 2024. It hits that barrier. I think crypto is about $94,000 today. Of course, there's always fluctuations in these things. And that's one of the things that always puts people back and, affects their mind about it. But then again, it's a risk. It's a risk. And you take the risk and you win. You take the risk. Sometimes you fail. But, if you don't take the risk at all, that's you're already failing. Okay, you're already failing. And that's one of the risks. It doesn't have to be crypto risk. It can be a startup risk. It can be your idea. You working on your idea, making sure that you execute it. And that's it about crypto for the year 2024. I think I'll take some calls right now. Let me hear what Lagosians, what you think about this. All of these things that I've spoken about, what was like the high point for you in the tech space in 2024? Numbers to call 0201 277 0993. 0201 277 0993. 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. You can also send me a WhatsApp message 080 959 75805. 080 959 75805. Let's have a conversation about this. I don't want to do all the talking alone, as always. And also, if you are interested in that, what's it called? In that electric vehicles, don't hesitate to call or send your messages, because it's very important that we get into the next level. Now, I think this is something that I should actually say here. Year 2025 is going to be more. For business owners, another trend that we saw in 2024 was an increase in transfer payments. Okay, people have literally dumped ATMs. I can't remember the last time. I don't even remember. People ask me, "Where's your card?" For the past 1 year and I don't have a card. Like, I don't have any bank card. It's strictly transfer basis. Strictly transfer basis, or I do a walk-in for some of the accounts. But this is how the world is progressing. This is how the world is going right now. In 2024, we saw an increase in transfers. Web payments increased significantly. I had a very eye-opening experience. I think that was like 3 days ago or so. And I was within the Lekki VI axis. I was coming to VI from Lekki. I was coming from Lekki to VI. And I couldn't for the life of me understand why I couldn't get like an e-hailing cab. I tried to stop people, and there was no way. And one of the things I had to do was just I stopped the bus, and I didn't have any cash. And no, I think the bus driver actually reached out and like, you they go, your usual word, you they go. And I was like, yes, I'm going here, but I'm going to Lekki, but I don't have any cash. He was like, no problem. Now you do transfer. Public bus, you do transfer on the public bus. It just shows how everybody have started, adopting this very lifestyle, and how digital is the way. Banks usually spend a lot of money getting ATMs to run, power for the machines. I think banks were even one of the first people who adopted solar because they needed it for their ATMs, to power their ATMs. You needed an AC split unit inside of the ATM. Talk about protection. You have to build it to be very secure. You have to have surveillance around. You have to have at least 2 security guards around to guard your ATM. If it's not even in the bank, that is not if it's not in the bank premises, and so many things, so on and so forth. You have people who have to come to these machines in the morning. I think about 5 a.m. in the morning sometimes to refill it. So many things. You have to address a lot of customer complaints because sometimes the machines malfunction. It takes customer cards and they will come to your offices and start railing and shouting and all of the rest back and forth. And then, of course, maintenance of the machines is another thing again. The machines are not here, are not manufactured in Nigeria. So you have to have somebody on standby that is able to repair these things. And it's run into a lot of cost. But then 2022 happened, the cash crunch happened, and it opened a new pathway for Nigeria. As bad as it was, it actually, literally, to an extent, has reduced the dependency on ATMs. It has reduced drastically the dependency on ATMs. So, that is the world in which we live in. Everybody is going digital. I always say it here. You can't stay where you are. People are looking for new and more convenient way to do things. Of course, imagine the convenience it was for me that my driver could, I could just do a transfer. Like, it was convenient, very convenient. So I didn't have to start looking around. Imagine it was way back in the days. So I have to go check an ATM around to get a cash. I have to, if that ATM is not working, I have to start working on another place. And this is me spending man hours, time that I would use to do something better. I'll spend it trying to get cash. And that's not out of it. Then I have to now start looking for how to get vehicle, if the app is working or something is happening. So this is how technology is making life convenient for every one of us. It's now up to you to see how you can actually make your life much more convenient with technology. One of the things, transfers and online banking has been one of the things. And, it's even funny because literally everybody is adopting it. People who you would think on a norm do not understand technology, they start understanding technology. It's like they are being forced to understand technology. They have to move with the times. Okay? So someone who literally does not understand technology before now has a POS in a shop, or someone in her shop who handles the POS, and they will confirm your transfers, they will confirm all of that before they're able to serve you. It just makes life more convenient. And the thing about human nature is that we'll try as much as possible to keep chasing convenience. We'll keep chasing convenience. It's human nature. We just want things easier for us. Some people would say the world is becoming lazy, but I don't think that's the situation here. I just think that it's human nature for us to keep chasing convenience. Okay, I'm having lots of calls coming in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, Okay, please do call us back. Hello, good morning. All right, Lagos, the numbers to call 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, and female-only line 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. And of course, you can send us a WhatsApp message 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. I think another thing we should speak about is they are. I think you should, if you're not aware, you should hear it here first. There are plans to increase, according to reports, there are plans to increase the cost of data, calls, and all of that. You should have that at the back of your mind when you're making your plans for 2025. Okay, have that at the back of your mind, that if these things should increase, where would I stand? Okay, if these things should increase, where would I stand? Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Hi, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mercy. I'm calling from Alimosho.
Blessing from Alimosho. Go ahead, please.
Personally, I have benefited from AI. I've also benefited from what you are talking about, using transfer and all the rest of them. I don't think that the world is becoming lazy, it's becoming smart. For old people like us to use all those technologies, I think we are going forward. We are becoming smarter. Thank you very much.
How can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Yes. How old are you? We're on the radio. Don't worry.
Hello, I'm hearing. I didn't get it. How old am I?
Yes, please.
I'm in my 50s.
You're in your 50s.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about using these technologies? Especially the ones you spoke about, transfers, because I know sometimes
I feel great. I have a shop. Without technology, I don't think I would be making money. It has helped me a lot. I do transfer. I receive transfer. People come and say, "Mom, do you collect transfer?" I say, "Why not?" I collect transfer. They transfer me. I go to market. I use mainly I transfer. So it's helping me. Makes me. In fact, it's good.
Well, thankfully, thank you so much for your thoughts. And I think something else that you should also understand is that for your business, there are now much more applications online. Okay, even some of these these companies that deal with people like you that sells, traders, there are platforms that can help you. Okay, so that you can grow your business. I believe that you don't want to be where you are in 2025. So one of the things you can do is use some of these applications. They can help you with invoicing so that you can have structure for your business. They can help you with invoicing. They can help you with your inventory. Yes, inventory. So that you can know the stock things you have. You can have it so that you can have somebody at your shop doing the things for you, and you can open another shop. You can expand. One of the things that I want to see for people is that they can expand. But thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Sorry, you might just have to call us back. Let me check. Let me see all your messages are coming in. Numbers again to call 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. And of course, you can send us a WhatsApp message 080-959-75805. I actually love, that we're having this conversation and that people are seeing the future of technology. Again and again, we'll keep shouting it here about how technology is improving. There are bad sides to it. People have been defrauded by even transfers. They've been, I didn't even speak about that. Another thing that we saw spiked in 2024, we'll get the actual data, I think, by January. I'm looking forward to the Cybersecurity Association of Nigeria releasing their data very soon. And one of the things that I want to see is how much, compared with last year, how much Nigeria lost to fraud, scams, and hacks. Talk about all of the things that have happened this year. It's good that we are adopting all of this technology, but again, there's still some aspect of it that is really bad. I got wind of an alert, from a friend about a bank that was hacked recently, a case of fraud, and have lost almost 14 billion naira. 40 billion naira. And this is not even the first time that bank has been in the news for stuff like that. But of course, it's still quote and unquote unconfirmed, allegedly, because the bank has not owned up to it. And we understand it because it affects customer confidence in the bank. It affects their reputation. So they don't want to even come out there and agree to all of these things. But we know these things happen somehow. And that was one of the things we saw in 2024. We saw a spike in fraud cases, attempted phishing, hacking of devices and people's accounts. We saw all of those things. And it also tells us that we have to protect ourselves better in 2025. So people don't take advantage of, lapses in our system. And that's why I was trying to speak to Madam Blessing. Now that you're taking more transfer, now that your brand is becoming more digital, your business is becoming more digital, as you keep looking forward to expanding, put structures in place that can protect you and protect your business. That would be for your own interests. That would protect your interest out there. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. This is a message from Niyi, and he says, we're still so analog in other areas of life. Are we now? But I would like to know, what areas of life are you talking about? Give me some examples, Niyi. Give me some examples when you say we're still analog. Let me understand what you actually mean. In the areas of life you're speaking about, it will give more context to what you're saying. But Lagos, these are some of the things that happened in the year 2024. 2025 is going to be bigger. And just before that call came in, I was speaking about plans to increase, tariff costs for many telecommunications company. Of course, the NCC has not fully given us the feedback, but we're looking at it and we're seeing that there's a possibility that there might be an increase. So the cost of data, the cost of calls might significantly increase, which of course we understand will affect you, affect your businesses. And it's also a great time to start telling you, if your business or the place you majorly make use of data is in your home, please start looking towards getting a router for your home. Now, a router is like a Wi-Fi system for your home that you can install in your house. So anybody that comes into your house that has a password, they just have internet. I think that's something else that we should start considering, especially most of us who have kids. Our kids are at home. They make use of the internet for learning. You find out that you spend much more time at home. So instead of just depending on your data on your phone, how about you have data on your phone, but immediately you get to the house, you have that one. That one is subscription based, so you pay monthly, and it helps you. It helps you save better. For me, this is what I think. It's just me thinking. It doesn't mean you have to do it, and I'm not soliciting for anybody. But this is what I think. This is one of the strategies that I'm putting in place for my 2025, because in 2025, we have to save much more money. We have to understand exactly what we're doing and how much I'm doing. If you ask me now, Emmanuel, how much did you spend for data, or how much do you spend for data in 1 month? I'll give you a guesswork. I'll literally give you a guesswork. But find out if, of course, in the office, I have Wi-Fi. At home, I have Wi-Fi. Then I have data on my phone. But the thing is that I don't spend so much data on my phone because I'm either at the office or I'm at home. I'm either at the office or I'm at home, because these are the two places I spend most of my time. So it's just one way. It's just my own idea, and it's just my own advice to you that possibly it's time for you to get a home router. Okay, there are companies that are doing this. They'll install it for your home. So all you have to do is go on your Google search bar, look out for companies who are doing it, the one that serve your area, I know that there are so many of them around the Lekki, VI, Ikoyi, Bagada, Yaba, which areas again? Maryland, down to Aja, Lekki down to Aja. Even some parts of Sangute, though, they are companies who provide these network home network services. So you can take advantage of that and implement that as part of your 2025. Of course, some of these people are actually there's no cap on the data that you can access. So it's usually like it's quote and unquote what's that word now? It's not unconditional, but then you get the point. Niji has responded and he says hospitals, schools, government organizations, police stations, universities, etc. are yet to embrace technology. So much paperwork is still going on that need, and that needs to be computerized. And I totally agree. Honestly, I don't know why. Okay, I think I know why to an extent. I think it's also my opinion, but I think it's also a valid point. I think one of the things that is stopping some of these agencies that you mentioned, some government organizations, schools, universities, hospitals, from adopting this technology, because they are technology for these things. Okay, they're just being slow to adopt them because it only spells one thing. It means that they have to now become accountable for everything. It means somebody can work and can track and can record, which is something that some of these people do not want to do. Most of the people who do it in the private sector, there are private hospitals here who have data, like they have even data center. There are schools, private schools, that they make use of data a lot. There are NGOs that make use of data. They can tell you how much they spent last month. They can tell you how many people they reached out to last month. But you see, government agencies, they don't want to involve in it. Some of them. Because they know that they can track them. They can't lie. Let's be honest. Some of them, these are some of the reasons. They are able to find out exactly what was spent here, people they reached out to. So all of those things are some of the things that are, making them not want to adopt it. It's just like we saw during the 2023 elections now. Abi? Yes, now. We saw it. Technology. Why didn't we have technology at the end of the day? Why did it fail? Something that has been tested and trusted, according to them. Because, of course, they don't want to embrace it because, of course, they cannot manipulate the process anymore. They want to be in charge of the process. They don't want this. They don't want a system. They want to be the system. They want to be the system. And that is why they are running away from it. Because if not, they are the first point of call. And let me tell you the truth. There are so many tech experts in Nigeria who have actually come up with solutions for government agencies and the likes. So many applications, so many softwares. And, it's just one of the things that even saddens me. Because the government and government institutions are some of the people that are supposed to be leading the charge, when it comes to things like this. But fortunately, just like, corruption has eaten deep into everything, all facets. And funny thing is that these same people that don't want to be accountable want you to be accountable. They don't want to be accountable, but they want you to be accountable. And they want to keep doing their things with impunity. Telling you that technology failed. They cannot what's it called? They cannot they cannot bank on technology, so they have to resort to analog way of life and analog bookkeeping, really, in these age and times where we have so much smart people in Nigeria. By now, we're supposed to know. There's one of the things that is annoying me over and over again anytime I read about it or I think about it. It's lithium. Literally the white gold right now, as they call it out there. But we don't even know how many mining companies are in Nigeria. We don't know how much those people are contributing to us in Nigeria. We don't know how much is being mined from Nigeria illegally. Because, of course, they don't want to impute technology. They want to because this is their cash cow. So they want to be able to manipulate the process, enrich themselves, and all focus on themselves. Yes, government websites are never updated. Oh. And when you come out and you tell them the truth, you make use of technology, you do research and data, and the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics come up with reports, and data from all of their things. They tell you that they've been hacked. That's what we always hear. They've been hacked. This is something. I was in the house some days ago, and I was thinking about something because I went somewhere and I saw a police station putting out a report about a missing child. And I asked myself something. Don't we have a data pool for this? Are births and deaths in Nigeria not registered? Can't we start registering them with technology? Again, what was the essence of the NIN we did? Please, Lagos, that would be the end. That would be it for today. There are so many questions, but I hope that some of these issues are going to be resolved in 2025 and we can do better as a nation. Nigeria, I don't like to think about Nigeria. That's why I like to think about technology and travel. Please, it's stressful. The whole process is very stressful. But I just want to, believe that we're going to do better in 2025. I only hope. But the thing is that hope would not get us anywhere. We have to do better. Renewed hope or hope will not get us anywhere. We have to do better.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is it.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.